Welcome everybody, I'm your host, Mr. McKay, and I want to welcome you to TechTeacherTips.com. Now, this website has been created as a platform for hosting a whole slew of video content that I'm going to produce. The premise for creating these videos is to allow my students to be able to work through the different areas of technology at home at their own pace, and so when they get to the classroom, we are able to spend our time on application. The true flipped learning model would focus on a 90% content delivery at home and 10% of application in the classroom. But since I teach 6th grade, I feel that this is not going to be satisfactory for this young age level. So what I'm looking for here is more of a 50-50 split in regards to getting content at home and getting 50% of the content in the classroom. The project that my students are going to be completing revolves around two different things. The first is that they're going to be working on a lesson calculating velocity with Excel. And what they're going to need to do is go to this website. They're going to click on the link to calculating velocity with Excel, which is going to bring them up to this video here. Now, when they go to play this video, on screen, it's going to be my voice guiding them through the process of using Excel to do basic math functions. Because Excel is a somewhat difficult program for people that are not experienced with it, the use of screen recording programs and a program like Excel allows me to go through step by step instructing my students on how to complete different tasks. In this circumstance here, we're going to be focusing on calculating velocity. Now, my students should be able to calculate velocity by using paper, pencil, and a calculator. However, in the world of science, data is everything. And so having a program like Excel that can take care of your data and put it together into charts and graphs and do all the math calculations for you with 100% accuracy is a program I really want my students to be able to use. However, I don't have enough time during every single class to go through all the steps involved in creating this chart. Furthermore, when one student misses a step and one student's behind, now you have kids that are in front of each other and behind each other, and it can just make for a big mess. So having students work through this problem or work through the process at home, when they come to school and they sit down and they pull out their Google Chrome laptops and they start plugging in their information into Excel, I might be able to just help with a little bit of application or some of the math or programming in some of the formulas or a few editing questions. I'm not going to have to spend all of my time focusing on the steps that I'm able to show through screen recording software. The other premise that I'm trying to focus on with this project is getting students to realize that Excel is a very powerful tool and it can be used for pretty much anything. As the year progresses and I continue to add more video to each of the sections of my website, my goal is that I would like to add in one extra tip per lesson. Now, as the students go through, and you can see in this video as it's calculating, I'm showing them how to put together the velocity chart. I'm also showing them how to use the basic math functions and how to use those to calculate and drag down all of your math functions. When I get finished with this, I show one more tip at the end here, and this is just for showing how to add up or calculate different things. For example, in this video here, I show if you were adding up your different grocery bills, how you could use the auto sum function to serve that purpose for you. So ultimately, by students following my video step by step, being able to play, pause, and rewind along with an Excel spreadsheet open on their desktop, they should be able to complete this video without any additional assistance from me. The next thing that we're going to move into is the PowerPoint version of this, or the PowerPoint component of this. With the PowerPoint component, we are going to be using PowerPoint as a platform for creating a project about superheroes. Students will be directed to this website, and they will also be asked to go underneath this cool tools, and there's this program called Superhero Machine. I'm going to go ahead and open this up into the new tab for you to see here. And basically what this program lets you do is it lets you become a computer animator with very little know-how in regards to actually drawing, programming, etc. Here, all students need to do is come in, they choose a body type, and from there, everything is up to them. And their end product will create some sort of a superhero that they're going to use for their project. Now, the project they're going to be doing is one that focuses on superhero elements, specifically in regards to the different types of densities, properties, the characteristics that are all associated with it. However, a lot of people are not entirely familiar with how to correctly or efficiently start a PowerPoint presentation. So the process of this video right now is walking my students through what they need to do in order to find images that are online, that are copyright free, or that exist in the public domain. Additionally, I also teach my students how to link up the pictures and to provide attributions for the images that they're using. Once students get a concept of how to search and use for images that are free for commercial use or free for modification, they'll continue to use that process throughout all of their projects and things that they're going to do in the future. Now, as you can see on the screen here, this is a screencast of my screencast, but through this video, I'm showing the steps that are necessary for finding those images. I also show students the process of saving those images as opposed to copying and pasting them, because oftentimes images, text, things like that can get lost when you're translating, moving things around. Another component of this PowerPoint that I focus on is using background images in your presentation. A lot of times people will pull up a PowerPoint, they'll just choose one basic color, and that will be the background for all their presentations, and that's fine. However, I like to use images as a catalyst to kind of spur my thoughts or my creativity about what it is I'm talking about. In the screenshot of the video that you're watching right now, I'm looking for an image, a copyright-free image of the periodic table that I can use as my background. Once I have obtained that image, I'm going to go through and I'm going to show the students how to edit and manipulate this image by using some of the different washout and the color scales. And ultimately, this creates a background image that is faded, and allows you to put text over top of it. And this idea or this concept can be used throughout your entire presentation. As you can see there, I'm going to go ahead and wash it out, recolor it, and you can see the example that I have provided of how to create effective backgrounds in your PowerPoint presentations. Overall, my goal here is very much the same as it was with the Microsoft Excel video, in that students can work through this type of instructional video at home at their own pace. They can go in, they can pause it, they can open up their PowerPoint presentation, do what they need to do, they can come back and they can rewind a step, they can play it, they can watch it again, and so on and so forth. The ultimate tool that this provides for me as an instructor is differentiated instruction. I'm going to be able to tell where students are with their progress and what it is that they've been able to do throughout classroom work. Students that need more help are going to get put in a group, and I'm going to be able to help and focus on those students more. Students that are ready to move on and go ahead and become more advanced, I can go over and help that group. Ultimately, taking class time and using it for the application of different types of scientific theories, or in this case, using different types of technologies for that science, is where I am headed. I truly hope that you enjoyed coming to my website today at techteachertips.weebly.com. I'm looking forward to developing this website and the concepts as future progresses. And thanks again for stopping by with your host, Mr. McKay.